Welcome to the inaugural episode of a podcast that I never knew I wanted to do. I'm excited to share some information and dialogue about running. Many people may not be runners and want to be. There are also those folks out there who want to just run for fitness. It's all about the quality of your life and days. Let's dive into all the information that is out there for anybody who is searching for the best way to start or the best way to continue. Where would you even start? How do you know who to trust? There are so many places online to go and so many different channels of communication to shuffle through. I'm joined by a new runner today who recently started the journey and is thrilled to continue. Patricia, welcome to the show and thanks for being here.
Hi, thank you, Renee. It's so great to be here. I've always wanted to have the skill of running, and I'm so grateful to finally have the opportunity to talk to another person about something that, surprisingly enough, I've grown to look forward to in the early mornings. I appreciate the invitation.
I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying yourself. Did you find any useful information online when you began to think about the idea of running? Did you check multimedia channels? YouTube, Instagram, maybe even Twitter?
No, not at first. It was something that just kind of seemed like it would be cool to do. I heard over and over that it was relieving for stress and there were lots of apps to choose from to track miles and time. It would come up on the stuff like you're talking about, Facebook and Instagram, but it seemed too overwhelming to search online first. So I just toyed around with it. I was walking around and I would run here and there, but I wound up feeling like a baby giraffe. So I figured there were probably people I could learn from. So I went to my trusty little laptop and I typed into a Google search. I was just looking for any articles with keywords of running for beginners. So that's what I typed. And the first one that popped up looked really simple. I was happy to find it. It was an article labeled Runtastic, and it was about 8 jogging tips for beginners. So that was the first one that intrigued me. The ideas, they were easy to grasp, and the author is a triathlete. So I was super comfortable putting those small pieces of advice into action. It wasn't even overwhelming. It was headlined with big, bold font, and it was easy to follow along with. So it made for a really easy read, and it was helpful information.
Wow, that's interesting. It's a good thing that an article with useful information came up right away. I know sometimes when I search for a topic, I'll have to scroll for a while to get what I'm looking for to come up. And sometimes there is so much content, I just get lost in it.
Yeah, yes, I'm really grateful for that. You're right. The tips that I found were easy to follow. And like I said, the titles were large enough and they had small paragraphs of information underneath them. It was easy. I appreciated their small, effective advice, like starting with little intervals and taking the necessary time to recover. It's really helped me so much. So I'm happily surprised.
I'm so glad that you got some tips that helped you along the way. It's too easy to get discouraged along the way and give up. I've heard of giving up so many times from people who shared stories about what they wanted to accomplish and then turn around a few weeks later and tell me it's too hard. Tell me, have you added any other tools to your regimen to keep you motivated and your confidence up? Are you just that naturally athletic?
Thank you. That is actually really nice to hear. I wish that I was naturally athletic, but I really never even worked out until much later in life. And even then, I never thought running would be my thing, ever. Really, it just seemed boring, no purpose to it. The only reason I started was to add a skill to what my body already knew how to do. So it started more of a curiosity than a passion at first. Over time, I did start to find some running apps to measure my time and distance. And I deleted them when they started to show me too many products, too many paid features. It's annoying to constantly be sold. So I went without for a while. But then I found an app my friend Michelle uses. It's called Map My Run. And I found it super easy to use. And the ad people are not constantly in your face. They do have a paid feature. It allows you to track calories and things like that. But really, I just wanted to see the path that I had run. It may be a little silly, but I like seeing the shapes that my runs have created. I'm making circles in the streets, and that small thing makes me incredibly happy.
Very nice. I can see how something like that would bring a smile. I think it's pretty cool that something so simple can bring such satisfaction. and that it was what helped you keep going. So tell me a little bit more about the apps you scrolled through. Did you see them on any other platforms? Did you check anything on YouTube or Facebook or anything like that? I know that all kinds of advertisements pop up on my feed all the time.
It's interesting. I did see some other products come up from time to time, but Map My Run was never one of them. I wonder if somehow the technology knew that I already had it installed. It's like Big Brother woes. Ugh. No, seriously though, if it popped up, I didn't notice it. I may have missed it. But yeah, I do. I see ads pop up on my social media all the time. It's kind of creepy to see a product that I've recently searched for or talked about pop up on my Facebook or my Instagram. I have seen some running gear. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Thanks for sharing.
I did see some other articles and they promised results, like this one weird thing that helps you run longer and faster. And I clicked on it, but it went to some page that I couldn't even see until I entered a credit card number. No, thank you. So I've learned my lesson and I've stopped clicking on those. It's happened to me a couple of times now. I hope I'm not missing out on anything. It's like a spam call on your phone though. It's so annoying.
Oh, I know those sites. I've run into the same thing and understand how paywalls are so annoying. It's a good thing that you found the article that you did and it kept you going. It's such an accomplishment to stay motivated and active among the complacency of the world. I think it's awesome. In summary, it seems that there are a lot of resources online to help with whatever you need, and one just needs to be aware of the differences in where the information is obtained. Great knowledge to have. This has been a great time. Thank you for being here and sharing some of your journey with us all. I would love to go for a run with you sometimes, and maybe I'll even install the app that you like so much. What's it called? Something with a map?
Yes, Map My Run. I would love that. Let's go. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. I've had such a blast. I can't wait to get back out there now.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, folks. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you've been entertained. I know I've had fun. Hope you can tune in next time and that you will have the best day. Don't forget, go out, get your run on.